My name's Bill. I'm from this county. I grew up in a little town on the western part called Rainelle. My father, he's a locomotive engineer. My mother, she worked as a paralegal in this town. My sister, on her 16th birthday, had a party. My dad he's an alcoholic, and I had found a little bit of vodka in a bottle that he had left around. So I was 12 years old, and that was the first time I had a drink. And as they say, I had found it. I was always kind of introverted as a kid, so I never really was outgoing, and that's kind of what got me in the clique, I suppose. So after that, I mean, growing up, I smoked pot first time in 6th grade, and me and a guy went to a party, and that's the first time I smoked marijuana. And in and out, I had drank here and there. If you steal beer and stuff from adults, and like I said, every time I drank, I was the life of the party. I wasn't down on the bottom no more. Went to college, went for music school upstate. That was the first time I tried cocaine. So kind of evolved from there. I got married in 1996, and just for instance, well, I'll back up a little bit. Like in junior high, we took Benzedrine a lot. We took, mini thins, stuff like bronchial dilators for, speed and stuff. So I kind of evolved into, high school. We drank. We always went out, senior skip days. Of course, we drank a lot of beer, the hangovers and stuff like that. I went through all that. Got married. Just for instance, a lot of my unmanagement came to where my wife had the baby, and I found her pain medication. She'd find me passed out on the couch, stuff like that, being ever so unmanageable. I worked in North Carolina as a printer for quite a few years. I was an engraver as well, had my own darkroom, had my own office, doing cocaine, doing benzos, stuff like that, and just roller coaster, divorce. I moved back here in 2005 after being in jail for a DUI, my second DUI. Got my first DUI just shy of 21. Got my second DUI, had to go to jail, got a divorce in jail, lost my grandmother in jail. And when I came back home, met another girl. It was the pain pills, everything that you could crush and snort. Your Percocet, your hydrocodones, anything like that. And then eventually I started working underground in the coal mines. Well, as everybody knows, during that time, Oxycontin was king. So you work underground, it's like a pharmacy under there. Everybody used Oxycontin because it was the wonder drug of the day. And me and this girl, we'd done a lot of, like I said, snorting. And eventually that all led to the needle. So I started shooting Oxycontin. And
is it because of the scarcity? They took away the pain pills.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then I thought it'd be a good idea to go to the methadone clinic. So I went, being in the mines, didn't want to get caught for urinalysis, stuff like that. So I thought it was okay to be a part of the methadone program, which actually is my drug of choice now. To me, it's got a 12-hour half-life. You don't have to go chase it. It's cheaper. You just go to the clinic, you take your dose, and you leave. Still, all the while, I drink, smoke pot, however. That leads up to, that happened for years on end. And I spent a couple $1 million in 7 years or so on that. But then I had a gentleman that was a friend of mine that moved from North Carolina up here. He had some legal troubles, so he thought it'd be a good idea to run from him, come up here and stay with me. Well, we were drinking heavily, and he said something that was very uncouth about my little niece, so I decided it was a good idea for me to go get a gun and shoot at him. So I got my first large stint in jail. And I spent 344 days there from May 13th of 2018 to March 23rd of 2019. And after I'd done that 344 days or so, they decided that I needed to go to a long-term rehab. So Recovery Point Bluefield is where I went. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Of course, I didn't think it was very fair at the time because I already did my time. I didn't have no problems. But not only is it a AA-related rehab, it's also a cognitive learning. It's a behavioral modification, causes and conditions. What causes me to do what I do? And I learned a lot about myself, and it was a gift. And I was sober for 20 months. I worked in recovery for some time, and I got this offer to go out to Colorado a year ago this month. But beforehand, I'd been relapsing. I relapsed again. It always involves alcohol. Always starts with alcohol with me because I'm a grown man. Why shouldn't I? They say when the body heals, the liar returns. So I was drinking, doing methamphetamine. I quit long enough for my body to clean up to go to Colorado to work in the mines. Very good opportunity, very good money. And then, you have the open markets out there for, marijuana and stuff like that. Everybody's smoking, so we was doing that. I was drinking the whole time, of course. I'd already long relapsed. And then cocaine's my other drug. You're near Mexico border, cocaine's high quality, so I did that until I came the 3rd of this month back to Recovery Point. And I was thinking for a while, well, I lost my job, of course, because that's what I do. And I was worried there for 3 weeks or so, self-pity, rolling in my own stuff, right? And then I had my sponsor kept calling me, and I was ignoring him. And then I was sitting worrying about, what do I do? Where do I go? I could get a job, but it's not going to quit. I'm not going to stop this on my own. I can't do it on my own. So I said, I'm an alumni for Recovery Point. They'll take me back. They're more family than mine. And I got on a flight, and here I am, 21 days sober. So, and I'm very grateful.
You said you've spent a lot of money on your addiction. Can you talk more about how that's affected your finances or your, how?
Hey, actually, that's strange because we got instincts that allow us security. We worry about stuff like that, but those instincts go awry. I was making $32 an hour here. Couldn't hardly make it to work. Didn't keep the lights on, but had plenty of money for dope. could manipulate people one way or another, rob, steal, whatever, or manipulate people into giving you money or to do otherwise. You know, that's how addiction does me. I mean, I'm not Bill no more once that switch is flipped.
How has this weekend been being here at Healing Appalachia?
To me, it's the stigma of addiction needs to happen right here as well, because there's a lot of people that may understand addiction on an alcohol level, but when it comes to intravenous use, when it comes, you know, that's just the stigma of it, I believe. When it comes to the needle, they drop all their knowledge of it at all. They need to understand that it's the same disease, you know. And that's kind of, a lot of people like to fight the needle exchanges and stuff like that, but yet hepatitis is running rampant, HIV is running rampant, and they've got to understand that to them it's a criminal act, and I don't think it should be treated as such. I think it should be treated as somebody that maybe has cancer or something like that. It's just hard to get that across.
The difference between being a drug addict and being a criminal, the difference.
What's the difference between?
No, there is a difference.
Oh, big time.
And I think that's one of the things you're talking about is making people aware of that.
Yes, yes. Whereas a cancer patient, it says that, you know, the family gathers around them that's dying and consoles them and has pity on them. Not that I would want pity, but understanding that, you know, that I've got just as much as a disease as that person with cancer has. But most of the time that results in, you know, resentments by the family because they get so tired of it. And that's understandable as well. So it just creates a lot more animosity.